Transphobia in society makes me start to believe that I'm not worthy enough when thinking about love. I always feel like I'm not man enough, or a woman's not going to see me as man enough. I never think that anyone will love me. I feel like I have this huge issue with my perspective on love and trying to communicate that. And I think that by making this documentary and having these conversations with other trans people, I can slowly start to break down this wall that I put up. You're on these dating apps. Are you open about being trans on them?
I don't know why, but I'm not really shy about it. I think maybe it's because in my mind I'm just very apparently a trans girl. People look at me and my height and be like, something fruity about that one. I get a good bit of attention. I get a lot of matches.
You mentioned being a trans woman on Grindr. How is that?
It's a really shocking app. It does feel kind of like a cesspit. I felt like I was being fetishized on that app, and I kind of was fetishizing myself to hook up. And then I felt really dirty about that, which I know I shouldn't, but I didn't feel good.
These are Pornhub statistics from 2022. This first one says that transgender is the 5th most popular category in the UK. Does it surprise you?
No. People are people, and they want to experience everything in life. And they turn to things that are considered taboo all in one place. So queerness and porn, you get trans porn. So I'm not shocked. I just, that's fine seeing that. I just know that it's not in a positive light.
The actual overall transgender category has grown by 75% this year.
It's getting bigger.
Yes.
Oh, damn.
What people are maybe kind of saying in public, they're actually almost enjoying in private.
Oh yeah, definitely. This is annoying.
To even have a trial relationship would kind of be a miracle in my eyes. So I've not really had that opportunity for trial and error and to go on dates and things like that. There's not actually that much conversation around the romantic and dating side of being trans. When it comes to intimacy and things like that as well, it's almost approaching those conversations again, which makes me scared to even try. It shouldn't be awkward, but obviously sex is such a taboo, and we're not taught enough really about kind of queer sex, anything other than heterosexual relationship. What is your opinion on sex?
I think sometimes the hyper fixation on it in a relationship can kill the relationship. I think obviously when you're trans and it's sort of, you're not being able to access it before because you've not been wholly comfortable with your body, there's this sort of idolization of it. And then once you get down to it, obviously like all virgins, you must go through the miserable experience of figuring out it's actually pretty boring if you don't know what you're doing. So then you're gonna have that awkward first time, rolling around like a dead animal in the streets. I don't want to just be a form for sex, but also if they don't want to have sex with me, am I even loved? Well, that's why in the end I've just not really had as much sex as my, have my short haul moment.
I mean, you're more confident than me because I've not had sex. I think that's one of the biggest boundaries into me finding love is I just, for some reason, I just feel like our generation is built up on hookup culture and stuff like that. So I just feel like sex would be such a big part of a relationship. Have you had to have conversations about what you're okay with, what you're not okay with?
Yes. I've had to sort of say to people, I don't wholly feel comfortable being topless in bed. It just doesn't make you feel manly.
How have you actually approached those conversations? Because for me, I always feel like these conversations are something that's just I don't know, would be really hard for me to speak about with someone. I don't.
I'll just sort of say it beforehand for me enough. I'm going to be wearing a t-shirt. You can, that's not going to change. It's up to you whether you want to carry on with this or not.
Right, Bushy? For a long time you felt that how you were wasn't right.
Did you think that there was still more to it than my sexuality.
Yeah, I've always thought there was more to it. Always. Since you were 18 months old, I thought there was more to it. People have gone, I don't know how you deal with that. And I'm like, what do you mean, how do I deal with it? You're my son, you're my child. But I can't imagine a parent that could not understand how their child is. I feel like I gained a son rather than lost a daughter. And I'm proud of you. Always have been, always will be.
I still fail to recognise who I am as a person other than like my gender and being trans. So like every year you send me a Valentine's card.
Because we miss you and we think you might not get one, so then we want you to feel wanted.
I've definitely realised, like, I've thought about it a lot, and I always think that I'll never be enough for someone. I always think that because I'm not cisgender, that what I do have will never be enough.
You shouldn't think that. You're more than enough for anyone.
I've grown up knowing that quite a lot of the world isn't ready for me, or like ready to accept me, and like there's gonna be bad stuff said about me, that like I almost prepare myself for the worst thing so it's never gonna affect me. So yeah.
How would you feel about dating a trans woman? So how much would you expect them to disclose? How would you feel if they like didn't have the same approach as you, didn't put it in their dating profile or whatever?
You've stumped me. You have absolutely stumped me. Do you think that people are capable of seeing past gender and anatomy when like maybe like thinking they want to get into a romantic relationship with someone?
When you fall into a relationship, you need to have a connection of physical attraction. I get ignorance is bliss, but in this sense, you're missing out on like connecting with people who can like share their views of life and help you open up to more of life.
Talking so openly about kind of my own insecurities to do with love along this journey that really has only been about a month long has already changed my own perspective on how I view love as a whole. And I think by continuing these conversations about my own insecurities and like my imposter syndrome, and like actually discovering where this is all stemmed from, the conversations and things that I will have will all help me work out why I feel this way about love and like protecting myself, and I will hopefully see it as more realistic for me to have a partner in the future.